Heyo guys, welcome to my channel Chamber of Hoops. Today I'm going to list my top 3 most emotional movies ever made. Like personally, I've watched these movies multiple times and believe me when I say they still make me cry each time. And without losing any time, I'm gonna go with the first one I'm listing, and it is The Boy in Street Pajamas. It's an historical movie which takes place in Germany when the World War II is happening. So this movie talks about a 9-year-old boy, Bruno, which is growing up during the World War, as I mentioned, in Berlin. He lives with his parents, his 12-year-old sister Gretel, and their mates, one of them who's named Maria. After a visit by Adolf Hitler, the Führer, Bruno's father, Rolf, is promoted as a commandant and the family has to move to Auschwitz, the biggest concentration camp in history, which basically all of us have heard of. Because of the orders of the Führer, which is the interpretation the Bruno had given to the Führer, to the prime minister at that time. So Bruno initially is upset about moving out, with his almost in tears and leaving his best friends for life, Daniel, Carl and Martin. From his new house in Auschwitz, Bruno sees a camp in which the prisoners wear street pajamas, which are basically the prison clothes. One day, Bruno decides to explore the wire fence surrounding the camp. As he walks along the fence, he meets a Jewish boy named Samuel, which, who he learns shares his birthday and age. Samuel says that his father, grandfather, and brother are with him on his side of the fence, but he's separated from his mother. Bruno and Samuel talk and become very good friends, although Bruno still does not understand very much about the Samuel and his side of the fence. Nearly every day, unless it's raining, Bruno goes to see Samuel and sneaks him food. As he feeds Samuel more and more, Samuel gets more and more skinny. Bruno concocts a plan with Samuel to sneak into the camp to look for Samuel's father, as Samuel told Bruno that his father has disappeared. Samuel brings a set of prison clothes, which look to Bruno like street pajamas, and Bruno leaves his own clothes outside the fence. As they search the camp, both children are rounded up along with a group of prisoners on a march. They are led into a gas chamber, which Bruno assumes is simply a shelter from the outside rainstorm. It's the gas chamber. In the gas chamber, Bruno apologizes to Samuel for not finding his father and tells him that he's his best friend for life. It's unknown if Samuel answers him, because as soon as the door is closed, the lights go out and it's always chaos. However, Bruno is determined that even in chaos, he will never let go of Samuel's hand. Bruno is never seen again, and days later his clothes are discovered by a soldier. His mother Elsa spends months afterward searching for him, even returning to their old home before, at last moving to Berlin with Gretel, who isolates herself in a room. Rolf spends a year more at Auschwitz, becoming ruthless and cold-hearted toward his subordinates. A year later, he returns to the place where Bruno's clothes were found, and put the pieces together how his son disappeared and died, collapsing in grief. Months later, Allied troops storm the camp and Rolf, wrecked with guilt, allows himself to be taken a prisoner. The film ends, this film was based on a book, so ends with the phrase, "Of course, all this happened a long time ago and nothing like that could ever happen again. Not in this day and age." So basically, guys, this was the plot for The Boy in the Street Pajamas. It's a really emotional movie, makes me cry. Also, it's historical. You can learn more about what had happened in that period. It's just amazing. I cannot say more. The second movie I'm gonna go and introduce is The Miracle in Cell Number 7. This is a Turkish movie which had been based originally from a Korean movie. I don't know, if I cried for this movie like I never did in my life. I swear it's a plot twist. It's so emotional. It's a relationship between a father, which is has some disabilities, and his daughter Ova. The story unfolds in a flashback to a village in 1983 in Turkey. A mentally challenged man, Mehmet Koyuncu, or Memo as they call him, lived with his young daughter Ova and his grandmother on a hillside. But his world is turned upside down when he's falsely charged with murdering a girl who had died due to an accident. So basically, he was charged even if he was mentally ill, and his life, he was with life sentence for this crime that he supposedly did. It At the end, I don't want to discover it for you because it's completely a plot twist. If I discover it for you, it won't make any sense for you to watch the movie. So I would recommend this as a top one to see if you want to cry or be emotional sometimes. So yeah, this was the Miracle in Cell number 7. And the third movie that I'm listing, but not, from their importance, is The Fault Written in Our Stars. Basically, if you're a teen at my age, you have seen this movie at like 100%. It blew like a couple of years ago. Everybody was watching it and crying over it. So it impacted to me as well. It's a story about like a 16-year-old girl, Hazel Grace Lancaster, who has a thyroid cancer that has spread to her lungs. Attends a cancer patient support group at her mother's behest, At one meeting, Hazel meets a 17-year-old boy currently in remission named Augustus Waters, whose osteosarcoma caused him to lose his right leg. Augustus is at the meeting to support Isaac, his friend who has eye cancer. Hazel and August strike a bond immediately and agree to read each other's favorite novels. Augustus gives Hazel The Price of Dawn, and Hazel recommends An Imperial Affliction, a novel about a cancer-stricken girl named Anna that parallels Hazel's own experience. After Augustus finishes reading her book, he is frustrated upon learning that the novel ends abruptly without a conclusion. Hazel explained that the novel author Peter Van Houten retired to Amsterdam following the novel's publication and has not been heard from him since. A week later, Augustus reveals to Hazel that he has tracked down Van Houten's assistant, and through her, he has managed to start a mail correspondence with Van Houten. The two write to Van Houten with questions regarding to the novel's ending. He eventually replies, explaining that he can only answer Hazel's question in person. At a picnic, Augustus surprises Hazel with tickets to Amsterdam to meet Van Houten, acquired through the story's version of the Make-A-Wish Foundation, The Genies. Upon meeting Van Houten, Hazel and Augustus are shocked to discover that he is mean-spirited alcoholic, are horrified by Van Houten's hostile behavior toward the teenagers. His assistant confesses to having arranged the meeting on his behalf. His assistant resigns as Van Houten's assistant and takes Hazel and August to the Anne Frank house when Augustus and Hazel share their first kiss. Later that night, Hazel and August lose their virginity to one another, to each other, in Augustus' hotel room, confessing that mutual love for each other. It was an amazing scene. The next day, Augustus reveals that his cancer has returned. Upon their return to Indianapolis, Augustus' health continues to get worse, resulting to him staying in the ICU for a few days. Fearing his death, Augustus invites Isaac and Hazel to his pre-funeral where they give, eulogies. Augustus dies soon after, leaving Hazel heartbroken. It was a really bad scene, guys, there, really. Van Houten shows up at Augustus' funeral to apologize to Hazel, but Hazel does not forgive him. Hazel learns that Augustus has written an obituary for her and reads it after his assistant discovered it amidst Van Houten's letters. He states that his getting hurt in this world is unavoidable. But we get chosen who we allow to hurt us, and that is happy with his choice and hopes she likes her too. The book closes, and the movie as well, with Hazel stating that she was happy with her choice. So basically, this was the third movie. This was like introduction of the plot, how it is. It's really emotional. It does have like a really funny scenes. You'll feel really into this movie, and also, of course, there is a scene when Augustus dies, and it's really shocking. It just, I don't know, I cannot explain it. Anyway, guys, so this was the 3 movie I had chosen to to list here as the 3 most emotional movies ever made. I hope you do agree with my choices, and also take it a recommendation. If you haven't watched these movies, I would recommend to watch them. So yeah, guys, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and click the like button if you enjoyed the movies that I've chosen, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you, and lots of love for all of you.